Hello, welcome to Scarred Lands, a family affair, episode 14, Ashes. So named because that's what's left behind whenever the family goes through the forest. I'm never gonna stop picking on you about starting forest fires. It's just going to be the ongoing theme of the campaign.
I'm crying, man.
When last we met, you all had hunkered down in the ruins of this temple. Apparently temple to Fraelhia, you were able to discern that during a storm, a strange storm of like bloody ichor blew overhead. You were able to rest your father, who has just been flat out exhausted from the circumstances of the journey, basically remained comatose while the rest of you looked into your surroundings, discovered a little bit about the temple, were able to uncover some items that had been locked away in the chest. You were able to get some food together for the flesh strippers, if I remember correctly. And the dragons,
which is good because it's their own meal.
Right, that's true. Yeah, they do get feisty.
Well, I got the good berries.
Good berries, yes, that's correct. That's how you fed.
Yeah, I did 2 casts of good berries and just like, here, you each get one, we each get one, and that's good.
Good thinking. You had completed your resting, so the dragons had returned. You have Ser Sasha frozen in stone. Sounds like
an arm and a leg.
A children's rhyme that we should come up with. I'll send a free PDF of Frostlands to Fenric to whoever can come up with a good children's rhyme about.
I already am.
Yeah, but we're not allowed to write that.
I know.
We already have our copies.
I'm gonna toss it down anyway.
Whoever can come up with a better children's rhyme than Fran, there's the gauntlet being thrown.
There we go.
Have a poetry off with our resident. Is there a bigger word for poet, or is poet just?
Poet's fine.
Poet. Okay, yeah,
I'm pretentious enough already by fucking calling myself a poet, so we can leave it there.
I hang out with several poets, and they're all pretentious, so don't feel bad.
Doesn't it help that your wife hates poetry?
Poetry digressions aside, you have completed your rest. You are all now ready to rock and roll. I just read the poem in chat. It's hilarious. So what would you like to do? Your father is starting to regain consciousness. He's starting to rouse. He basically wakes up, wiping tears from his cheeks. It's very clear that he is upset about the whole situation, but particularly about Sasha's condition.
We tried. She's stable.
He says, I'm certain we can find someone to fix this.
But if she gets, we'd have to reflesh and heal in the same moment. Otherwise, this was
well, we don't have her arm and leg anyway, so
or heal a full. I don't know.
We can. The point is, we did as much as we possibly could to rescue her. And sometimes this is all you get.
Regeneration, I think is what it's called.
He stands up.
I'm just sitting here thinking of what Bifriends would do. I'm like, we'll just make a homunculus out of her and give her a little arm and a little leg.
There's some rat folk called the Stricken, and they grow extra arms and legs and tails, but I don't think that's good either.
Maybe we can transplant one.
That's not helpful, bud.
So Khaled gets up and walks over to Zopa and says, why didn't you just drop the damn whip?
Are we supposed to take it to your friend? Isn't this life or death for this group of yours?
They can
and
rock.
Why don't you understand what run means?
If it's between one of you and that whip, drop the damn whip.
But
I was fine. I was running off that way, trucking.
But they weren't attacking us when she had the whip. They were going after her, and then she could stop them with the whip. So the whip is what saved us in the end, Dad. Because when she was out of the range and they didn't sense her, they attacked you. If it wasn't for the whip, we would have all died.
Wasn't for the whip, they wouldn't have been after us.
How do you know that? They attacked us without it. When they didn't sense it, they attacked us.
And how do you know what they were gonna? How do you know they weren't gonna do something terrible with the whip, Dad?
Let them do something terrible. I don't want to bury any of you.
I hear you.
Bury you.
Zopa's just like being very silent and staring down her nose, which is very easy because you're short.
He just says, if it comes to a call between us or that whip, you hand that whip over and you don't look back. No fucking point in fighting if we lose what we're fighting for. So, sorry about that, folks. We had a gust of wind and it took out my internet for a second. I don't know at what point it did that, but he says, pack your shit, we're leaving in 20 minutes, and starts walking off.
He's lucky he's walking at all. He could be Sir Sasha.
I mean
he's not wrong.
And he did kind of look like a Roman candle had gone off in his face.
If it wasn't for Chaz literally scorching their body again.
Or just like wrapping the arms again.
Right.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I guess pack up and get ready to leave.
Well, isn't there a good... Maybe Dad knows
we have the cart back?
Yeah, the horse and the horse came back with the dragons.
Yes, okay. The horse and the dragons.
They're apparently buddies now.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because we got the flesh strippers back. So I guess we put the statue up on the wagon, and
wrap her in a tarp.
Do we have it? Whatever we had in the wagon.
I do go inside to the big frosty circle and kind of put a hand on it and just kind of go, hey, I don't really know much how this works, but thanks. And then leave.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do we bother to tell Dad that we have a third quest?
Yeah. And what did we end up deciding to do with those items? So I think...
hang on to it and eventually return them.
Well, I think Jedryn grabbed the vase, right?
The spritz bottle.
The ewer of eternal water, and I grabbed the ring. And basically, I'm figuring when I get near some priests, I can be like, "Is this a you guys problem?"
Right. Yeah. I just want to make sure that we actually like took our shit with us, because if Dad's being all huffity and puffity, you know how he gets
in our cart holding.
It's going to need to be pretty soon.
The next thing that steps out at us, we're going to be like, oh, what, a quest? Are you going to give us a fucking quest? Is that what you're going to do? No,
I was going to in the queue.
Tell you that Vangle, fuck off with Vangle.
As you should know, the gods in Scarlands are all fans of the Witcher video games, you see.
That I believe.
Storyline. This wasn't the main storyline.
I totally believe that. Or Skyrim. That works too.
Skyrim, yeah. Your dad pretty much sits up by the back exit to this joint, pouting until it's time to go. Unless anyone goes and bothers him.
Yeah, he's being a drama queen. No.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of being a drama queen and pouting, like every time, like Zopa's being very quiet, stuffing her stuff in her pack. Every time she glances over him, she's like, stuff some more stuff in her pack.
I give him his good berry, and that's it. You know, I'm like, here, have your breakfast.
In the past 2 days, I've chopped off his arm and almost lost mine, so I'm keeping a pretty good distance.
Yeah, it's not been a great
Every family has issues. It's okay.
But yeah,
I am sort of, when the opportunity presents and I'm alone with somebody, I'm alone with each of us. I am kind of going, by the way, he's not wrong. He's not right, but he's not wrong. He's not right. We need to think about the circumstances in which we go, fuck the whip.
Yes, that wasn't it.
I agree. Like I said, he's not right. He's just not wrong.
Yeah, there was nothing stopping those creatures. They weren't sensing the whip before they reached us.
I think he's just angry at himself for being the one that dropped, to be honest. I feel like Dad let a little bit of pride get in the way in that fight there, more than anything else. He easily could have ran and, backed up, done literally anything different than tango with a fucking column of fire.
Meta moment, he's a rogue. He could have attacked and disengaged in the same round without provoking an attack of opportunity.
But if he did that, then the person closest would have been destroyed, which was either me or Saoirse.
I know.
Right. And I'm just going to point out he's fucking mad because he's scared,
Right.
This shit is hard.
It's like
we've been running the razor's edge.
His friends down, his family was in danger, and he was the one who didn't do anything to right it. Like he was the one who wasn't able to do stuff. So yeah. I think he might be a little more ornery than normal, and not ornery in the stilts kind of way.
I was gonna say he's normally ornery.
Yeah,
remember the stilts?
Oh, yeah. That was a mistake. I mean, thankfully nobody was hurt.
I never should have even suggested it.
I wonder if he packed them.
I didn't see them. I don't think he did.
So, as you're sort of sitting around and discussing all this stuff, the sun starts to get up into the sky. It's getting to be about time. Your dad walks up and says, I think I've cleared most of the stones out of the way of the back of this place, so we should be able to just walk through if we can get the dragons through. Otherwise, we're going to have to go out and try to cut our way clear of the brush.
Animal handling to lead the dragons through?
Yeah, why don't you try that?
Oh, who's better at it? Probably you, Millie.
Nope. I only have a +2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Not only do you lead them through, but you manage to get them to push aside the rest of the stone that's in your way. And you all sort of make your way to this northern back area. And as you get back here, you can see the ground is a little more reddish, as if it's still stained from this blood that fell upon you all, or upon the area. Let's get marching orders. Is anyone scouting ahead? What's our plan for moving through this incredibly dangerous and terrifying wood?
Well, I am the sneaky, so I can do some of the sneaking. Being a rogue, I can't fucking see anything. So, thanks, D&D.
Never forgiven 3rd edition for changing that problem. I'm sticking with the mock dragons because of that crit roll I just rolled. So I don't know if one will let me ride them, but I will at least stay with them.
Yeah, with that roll, you can ride Slaughter probably because you've been trying to build a bond with him for a while.
Yeah.
Fluffy is listening to you and obeying, but staying pretty close to Khaled. Almost as if it can sense that Khaled had some sort of bond with his previous owner.
Yeah. Tell him that we've got Sir Sasha in the wagon and we're going to try like hell to get her back, too.
I will do my best to relay that information in dragon speak as much as I can with my innate all animals understand me somehow.
All right. So, Jedryn, you're going to scout ahead. And Millie, were you also going to try to scout ahead a little bit?
Yeah, I can scout.
Why don't you both go ahead and give me a perception and a stealth.
Yep. I will start with the perception. Oh my god, I actually rolled a number.
Nice.
And... yeah.
All right. The two of you are
on the job.
Being good and sneaky. And neither of you sees anything that is particularly alarming for the next couple hundred feet. There is kind of, as you would expect, forest wildlife, but it's not quite as you would expect it to be. Millie, you probably don't really notice much of it, though you can hear that there's like chirping and movement, so you're not worried that it's like too quiet. But Jedryn, like you see a squirrel, for example, a nice, wonderful little squirrel that appears to have like bone spikes on its tail, and its teeth are about 4 times larger than a normal squirrel.
A dire saber squirrel.
Squirrels.
We are not adopting this one.
I'm not even pointing it out. I'm just like, I mean, I give it the look like, but that's it.
It just kind of like twists a nut in its hands and like looks up at you and like nods and just goes back to you. And you realize the nut's actually like a human skull, but it's fine. And you managed to continue your travels to the northeast toward your destination. Unless anyone says anything, it's a pretty, Palad's certainly not kicking off any conversation. It's a pretty quiet journey. The beaten trail that you're walking along eventually fades and into a stone path. Looks very overgrown, looks like it's old, certainly unkempt. Though it does appear that at one time in the past, this was like a actual thoroughfare. And you come out onto this area. So as you're moving along, feel free to reorganize yourselves into your marching order while I pull over the freaking menagerie you are traveling with at this point.
Yeah. You need a horse, too.
Oh shit, there's fog of war on here. We're in trouble.
Why?
It's like in the cartoon when you see the one section of the floor that's drawn different, and you're like, don't step on it!
In fairness, I am trying to start incorporating Fog of War on all of the maps. Which is not to say that you're not in trouble.
Pretty sure we're going to be perpetually in trouble forever.
Well, this whole scene reminded me of a scene from Vigilant where they're walking across the blood steps and a plant does something horrible to a bunny.
They're walking out of the
Haggard Hills into the blood steps.
Out of the Haggard Hills into the blood steps, and it's kind of a slow progression where you don't necessarily, there's no punctuated, you've crossed the line. And Iakade is like, so at some point we will definitely enter and he sees this weird kind of 8-legged rabbit thing scurry under a bush, and then the bush kind of goes crumph, and he hears this
I was just reading the
blood and hair comes out, and Iakade's like, yeah, we're in the blood steps now. Yeah.
Well, on that bright, shiny note, is there anything in here that sticks out to your characters as you're walking through and approaching?
I guess that would move me to be with the dragons.
Nope. I'm just making sure that the statue...
You're stuck in the... There we go.
I'm just making sure that Sir Sasha isn't falling out.
Was a thing.
You've been fixed.
There it is.
So, Jedryn and Millie, as you're walking along the path, you notice that that pool of blood next to you start to undulate.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sorry, moving myself because Dad's in the back, so.
But would I be able to notice that from here?
Can you see the pool
I'll be honest,
of blood?
Cheshire is not perceptive.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check to see if you notice it as you're sort of walking along.
I would definitely be yelling out as soon as I see that.
Yeah, you see it's not a small pool of blood. It looks like it's probably about 10 feet across on each side. And suddenly and without warning, as soon as you shout, the pool of blood sort of begins to coalesce. And forms into a large humanoid-like creature made of blood. And begins to stumble forward. So on that lovely note, it's time to roll initiative.
See, I kind of feel bad because I feel like I planted this seed when I brought it up like 2 sessions ago. I was
Your
like,
number rolls are weird, Jedryn. I don't know what's going on here.
My number rolls are coming through weird?
Yeah. If you highlight, it says D40, so I don't...
D40? That's just because of the... if the numbers it's rolling are correct, I think that's just the language that it's using when it's...
Yeah, it's using a hidden D4 to create a die thing, and then...
Yeah.
It just looks weird. Anyway.
Yeah. Beyond 20, folks, it's actually really awesome.
Oh, right. You're using Beyond 20. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Beyond 20 is this cool add-in for multiple browsers that lets you run your virtual tabletop character from your D&D Beyond sheet, which is magnificent when it works right.
Yeah, it's worked for me, and it's helped me not look like such a huge noob multiple times.
It's helped me not get, knowledge wrong addition every time I'm trying to roll dice between, roll 20 and then astral and then,
yeah.
No,
that's
awesome.
awesome.
Something I need to experiment with because I have not been putting as much of this content in D&D Beyond of late.
The challenge is custom characters.
Well, some of it that should be easier with Tasha's coming out because I think that's going to upgrade the way that you can customize your characters. But we can dive into all that when you're not about to get jumped. So, Zopa, you have the first initiative as you see this creature sort of ooze upward into a humanoid shape from the pool of blood on the ground. And it's big. This fucker's probably 15 feet tall.
Oh, gods.
It's going to...
Less blood man, more blood.
Oh my god!
More blood giant.
She's been kicking everything that rocks and anything loose in the way, and she glances up. She's like, "Fuck, really?"
Did you roll for regaining charges on your whip? By the way,
I have not.
We were there for 2 days.
We were there for 2 days too, so you get 2 pulls.
Do I roll the D12 because it has 12 charges? Do you recall?
I believe it was 1d6 plus 1 charges a day.
Gotcha.
I think. I could be wrong.
I'll double check and do that. I'm not using that right now anyway, so gonna unsling my bow and take a shot. 17?
Excellent. I am 99.9% sure that 17 will be a nice solid hit on this sucker.
That is 8 non-magical piercing if it matters.
No, that it just might. Yep, so you hit it and the arrow kind of flies straight through it as if you had shot a large humanoid-shaped pile of blood.
Almost exactly like that. Eerily so.
Does exactly what's on the tin. Taking a small spray of blood out the other side with it. A quite small spray, as a matter of fact, as you can see.
And I shout out, like I know Jedryn already did, but I've been off in my own little world, so just in case no one heard Jedryn. What the fuck is that?
That brings us to Cheshire. What would you like to do?
So he's going to run up, and then his magenta left eye is going to glint. And then he's going to take just one attack, but it will be force damage.
Okay.
For reals?
It will actually force damage.
Our spellcasters growing up right in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, that'll hit.
So it is this plus an extra 3.
All right, so 13
force damage.
Damage in new places and strange new feelings.
You hit
that
it,
was real.
And when you hit it, like you all sort of feel this wave of magical energy come off of Cheshire's blow, and the entire form of the bloodman sort of like woobums a little bit. You get all your charges back. Okay, cool. You don't have to roll for them. And so it sort of wiggles all across and is quite cross with you. Any other actions or movement from Cheshire?
That should be it.
Excellent.
Woobum.
It does, in fact, woobum.
Great word.
As one does.
Right?
It is going to take a swipe at you.
You can do this, Cheshire.
To return the favor of the attack. Does a 12 hit you?
Does not.
Excellent.
You might get through this fight without some part of your body being beloved.
It swipes by very, very slowly. This thing is not exactly a speedy creature. Which, hopefully will play to your advantage. Almost dropped a whole pile of books right on my keyboard. I'm sure that would have been good for the stream.
That's claff.
Does not move, as it seems to still be getting its bearings. Korggix, that brings us to you. What would you like to do?
I'm going to move up, I guess. If I can hold the right button. My 30
Yes.
Which is like right here. And then I would like, I guess I will. I'm going to give myself Dragon's Breath.
Okay.
I guess. So I got hold, and when I cast that, I have to it's a concentration. Then I have to use another action to use it, right? Or am I reading this wrong? Because it says you touch one willing creature and imbue it with power to spew magical energy from its mouth. Provided it has one, you can choose one of the damage types. Until the spell ends, the creature can use an action to exhale energy of the chosen type in a 15-foot cone.
Yep,
so
sounds right. So
can I use my... It. Yeah, so I just cast it and then I'm done, right?
No, because it is a bonus action to cast.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
so I can just
so you can cast and fire, and then
nice.
But you can only fire it off once, right? Or does it remain?
It's up to a minute.
Okay,
up to a minute. Yeah.
Then you're good to go.
And then I was going to use my extended spell to double its duration to 2 minutes.
Oh, no. good call.
Needed, but
however, I do just want to note that as you are sort of prepping that up at the end of its action, because I didn't look closely enough at the way this works. So as you're casting your spell,
shit.
Sort of. It starts to spit out what appears to be a smaller.
That's what I was worried about when I was 15 foot tall.
Of itself. But you still get to cast it. It doesn't affect what you're doing. It just is
okay. So
eats up some of its movement.
I think it says in a 15-foot cone. So
yes,
I cannot reach. So I'm not doing anything. I'm just chillaxing. I'm not close enough.
You still have 30 feet of movement.
I moved already. I moved 30 feet.
But if you didn't spend your action, you can use your action to move. So you could move another.
Well, I don't want to stand next to that and all of its friends it's going to make.
That's fair.
That is fair.
Yeah. So when this oozy thing takes slashing damage, it makes babies?
No, when it is absorbed the elements, aka blood, from something else, it can make copies of itself, if I remember correctly. So this thing has recently eaten, or the rain made it filled.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. That's why I feel bad for bringing this up 2 sessions ago. This thing is mean. That and the Blood Reaper. That was the other one I was worried about.
And spoilers, makes an appearance in one of the Scarlands short stories that I had nothing to do with.
And that brings us to Jedryn. What would you like to do, Jedryn?
Yeah, let's do that. 5, 10. Reach into my pack, grab out my decanter, point it at the dickhead, and shout, "Geyser!"
Excellent.
I really wish I would have known you were doing that. I could have made it a giant ice spike with my breath.
Gonna wash the blood away?
I'm gonna try. Target needs to make a DC 13 strength save or take 1d4 bludgeoning damage and fall prone. So it probably won't do anything, but it's just sort of an instinctual response of like, oh, fuck, no.
Are you aiming at the big boy or the little one?
Yeah, actually, I'll probably aim at the little one.
And it's a dex save it makes?
It's strength, unfortunately. DC 13.
I don't know if that's unfortunate. It bit that
when you're rolling 8.
All right. So, whether it takes D4 bludgeoning, right?
Yep. 1 whole point of damage. But hopefully it's also going...
Yeah, so you're spraying it, and it does move back, yes? 15 feet? Is that correct?
It falls prone, I believe.
Falls prone, okay.
Yeah.
Drink from the fire hose.
So you see the most interestingly disgusting manifestation of this as you basically split its head down the middle with the geyser of water. It drops into a pool on the ground, and then that pool splashes back up into a full form.
Well, it was worth a try.
That brings us to Slaughter. Slaughter basically can do
let's go.
one thing that you tell them to do.
Move forward?
Which can be move. You can tell it where to go within its move. You can also tell it to dash, disengage, hide, or aid. You cannot command it to attack. It's not an animal.
Forward 30 feet. Just move forward.
You're on its back, so you come along for the ride.
Yeah. For now.
That brings us to Khaled. Khaled is going to take his 25 feet of movement. Putting him right over here. And then he's going to pop a cap in the big boy and take advantage of a sneak attack. Nice. Oh, not quite as nice.
Yeah.
Could be worse. Let's see.
Damage is damage.
The sneak attack does if I can find this on him again. Not. Put it on his quick bar. Sure didn't, because I didn't come prepared for class, so it's 2d6. Oh, 46. 18 for the sneak, so that's going to be 21. So halved, that's And that will bring us to Triss.
Can I reach the big critter with my quarterstaff from here? Or do I have to get off of the dragon?
You'll have to get off the dragon or wait till the dragon gets 5 feet closer.
I'll jump off the dragon like a fool. And shillelagh. So it's magic. But a 12 probably? Does a 12 hit?
A 12 does not hit. You just you swipe at it and you almost get purchased and it opens, like it oozes around it basically, so you whiff, just barely missing it.
That's a bummer.
And that brings us to Millie.
I'm going to step to the side a bit. I'm going to use my bonus action to take a deep breath and connect to the multiverse.
All right.
Then I will fire an arrow. Oh.
Just misses.
Dang it. All right.
To be fair, Skarn's multiverse is very small.
It was close. Again, you were kind of on target, but it just moved slightly out of the way.
Home app for help.
Well then.
What was that?
Big merge.
That was my Roomba.
Did it ask if you needed help? Because
yes.
Is it stuck in a corner?
We do.
Does it know how bad of an aim you are? Is that the problem?
In a D&D play.
Is Millie such a terrible aim that it has reached across? See, what happened was Millie connected with the multiverse and sent out bad aim energy.
With the multiverse.
At such a great frequency that it was picked up on by the Roomba.
The Roomba is going to get sucked into Skarn.
The Roomba has a name?
Just come.
Yeah, the Roomba app actually encourages you to name it. So ours is Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger.
That's hysterical.
That's a good name for a Roomba.
Yeah. Magic the Gathering reference and all.
This big blood man is not especially original, so he's just going to take a swipe at Cheshire. Does a 24 hit?
Yeah, that one hit.
All right, you take 12 necrotic, and I need you to make and you are grappled. You're restrained. And you will be losing hit points due to blood loss as it starts sucking the blood out of you if you don't break the grapple on your turn.
So much for not having a new scar.
Yeah, well, hey, no skin has actually been removed. It's just been pierced. So
Isn't the small blood man or the big blood man after me and Zopa?
The small blood man actually is after you and Zopa.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think the big guy went first because he stood up, changed forms.
They don't go at the same time. Weird.
No, they become separate creatures when they break apart.
I'm a lazy GM and give all my monsters the same initiative.
I am normally too, but see, Astral Tabletop, which you can use at astraltabletop.com, allows you to break out their initiatives very easily. To that end, it's Fluffy's turn, and Khaled yells, "Get up there and help them!" And Fluffy runs up and starts menacing the Bloodman from using the help action to provide all of you with advantage on your next attack. Ooh. Zopa.
Nice.
Well, all right then. $19.
Absolutely.
Look at all of those people engaged. It's amazing. All right, so 17 non-magical piercing.
So 8. You stab it, it lets out a wail. Cheshire.
So does the grapple mean I can't attack?
No, it just means that you're restrained, so you have disadvantage. So you can either attack with disadvantage, or you can try to break the grapple.
She can't move.
Well, Cheshire's going to do the smart thing. Yeah, he's going to attack. But I will action surge and then use that mark on my back to cancel out the disadvantage.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're gonna cast Thunder Wave.
I was gonna cast Thunder Wave.
Actually, no, that just cancels out. Never mind. I can't get that.
Get the 25.
That's like the gods torturing you.
Yeah,
right. You would have got a crit.
So 17 and the 16, do those hit?
Yes, you do still hit on both.
So, I get to reroll both of those. Thank you. So this one is a 10 on the first attack.
And is this also still force damage?
Yes.
Beautiful.
And a 14 on the second. And that's my turn.
Excellent. You're whittling this sucker down quite a bit. And that will bring us to his turn. So you will then suffer 2d10 necrotic.
That probably will drop me, though.
17?
Yep, that's exactly my hit points.
Fun.
Zopa screams.
It will regain 17 hit points.
Ah.
You're like bloodman.
And drop Cheshire's unconscious form on the ground.
Well, that's the one bright side.
Ending the grapple, so you got that going for you.
Yeah.
That's just the start of its turn. So it's going to take this opportunity then to step in. It's probably going to turn on the dragon, which is the largest threat.
Well, it's the largest amount of blood, too.
And take a swipe at our good dragon buddy. Really?
Hopefully he's too big to grapple, though.
They're the same size. Like a genius, I did not put this creature's armor class on their sheet.
Oh, the mock dragon?
Yeah.
Everybody opens their creature collection to look this up.
Armor class is 16, so the bloodman does not hit.
Kaiju fight!
Yeah, kind of. A little bit of that action going on. Korggix, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, I know that I can't do much to help Cheshire. After trying to save Sir Sasha, I have lost all faith in myself from saving people. I'm going to stand right here. And here's my question. So it's a bonus action to use the dragon's breath. So can I still attack as a regular action?
Actually, I think
bonus action to cast.
I think that's where the bloodman is. I think because I was right next to it and I stood there because.
Oh, okay.
No, you had reach because you were on a quarterstaff.
I mean, I was only 15 feet away, so it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Breathing is an action. Casting the spell is a bonus action.
Okay.
But you do have 2 minutes with concentration of it. So.
Yes. So. Maybe. No. I'm fine. I will Dragon's Breath. In a cone to avoid hitting Cheshire, but it should just barely hit Bloodman, itty bitty little Bloodman.
So, and what kind of Dragon's Breath are you using?
I'm using cold.
All right. So,
I think it's a 3d6. They have to make a Dex 11 save. If they make it, they take half damage. If they fail, they take full.
So we're looking at basically Yeah, you'll just miss the dragon.
And just miss Jedryn.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. And what's their save? I'm sorry.
11 dex. So it looks like they're going to take 5 damage.
The merged bloodman makes their save. The lone bloodman does not.
Nice.
Yeah. So
half of 13.
They'll suffer 13, and they'll suffer 13.
Nice.
And the big guy will take. Awesome. Anything else, Korggix?
That's all she wrote. So.
All right. Cool. Slaughter.
Oh, wait, did I... hold on. I have another question. The dragon was helping, so do I get advantage on that?
There's no attack roll for you to make.
Right. So that was my question. Since there's no attack roll, I don't. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't impose disadvantage on their saving throws.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. All right, I'm good.
Nifty though that would be.
Yeah.
There's a good feat idea that I should add at some point. A feat where you can use the help action to impose disadvantage on the target's saving throws.
That would be nice.
That would be neat. Somebody should write that.
I already have. I just haven't published it. I have like a whole set of like help feats that I'm just like publish that someday.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it is Slaughter's action. Like I said, Triss, you can give it any of the commands, or otherwise it's just going to dodge, basically.
I jumped off, so I'm not even thinking about Slaughter right now.
All right.
Yeah, dodge.
Slaughter will take the dodge action. That brings us to Khaled, who's going to fire off another arrow at the big guy. That will hit. Oh, he gets advantage because of the... Ooh, that'll crit.
Nice. And he gets sneak attack, because we're all there.
It's a damn shame he's not using magic arrows. So 26, that deals 13. The big guy. All right, and that brings us to Triss.
Can I fit in there? I'm going to pretend I can fit in there, because I'm going to do the real thunder wave. How dare you hurt my brother, I shout.
All right.
So, that shouldn't say fire, but thunder wave of thunder was... because I didn't edit properly. Wave of thunder, force, 50-foot cube, Constitution save, DC 13.
All right. Where would you like to... Why don't you go ahead and draw that cube out for me so I can see who all needs to... It can originate from you at any point on the cube and go any direction, but it's got to fill the full 15 feet. So you're going to probably wind up catching somebody that's friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was a cone, not a cube.
I mean, it can be vaguely conical, as you can have one corner of it come off of yourself.
Yeah. Color, brush size. Color? just make a brush.
You can choose the colors, yes. And that is
no, it just isn't making a brush. Draw.
Oh, that's because Astral's jammed up.
I don't know. It's not working. Oh, wait, there's some stuff.
It's Astral was jammed up, that's all.
Yeah.
You can always hit the trash can to start over.
Everybody disappeared, so I don't even know what I did. So. And I can't see the map now.
Really?
Yeah, I can see the map, but all the people just vanished, and I'm now in Fog of War. So I'm going to refresh Astral. But yeah.
I'll clear your drawings off. All right, so we got a 13 and 11 on their con save, so neither one of them made it.
And the damage was, ignore the hit thing, because I forgot to take that line out.
9 damage each. And they are knocked back 15 feet.
Yep. That was the idea, to get them away from Cheshire. No, you hurt my brother! That's what a thunder wave looks like.
Just see if I can draw something on here for you. So if you went... Oh, weird, the brush tool's just not... Oh. Yeah, brush tool's acting funny today.
Yeah.
So if you went like so,
not funny like a clown,
you would catch Slaughter or no Fluffy.
Slaughter, yeah, Fluffy.
But that's better than catching.
It's better than catching Cheshire or Jedryn. So
yeah. So let me make a save for old Fluff. Ooh.
Ooh.
It screams as it gets knocked into that puddle. And it kind of growls at you, but doesn't seem to be growling. It's much more of a like, I'm annoyed at you than I'm going to come eat your face kind of growl, which is fortunate. And that will bring us to Millie.
I yelled, no! And I run forward. And I pull Cheshire against me. And I cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Excellent.
Aww.
Nice.
It'll be
look at that.
Additional D8. Neat.
And don't you get a bonus for being a tiefling? When you use healing magic or no?
Being a tiefling?
No. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. I thought you guys
She's been a tiefling the whole time.
I know she's a tiefling. I don't remember there being a
cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. No, I thought that there was like a +2 when you healed. But my memory's shit.
I think that's the. I don't know.
Wrote that race up a year and a half ago. So.
It's like, hey, Millie.
You have the horrible experience as you're regaining consciousness.
God damn it.
Cheshire, of hearing and feeling blood, like your bone marrow creating enough blood to fill the blood that got sucked out of your body. It's pretty grody. It's like being on the inside of a straw when somebody's trying to drink like a McDonald's shake, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like as you're waking up.
So then I will have that same thing, hey Millie, but just through yelling and screaming of, oh my god, it's happening again. Why am I always dying?
You're okay. You're okay.
The merged bloodman gets up and sloshes forward and tries to grab Triss. Now with a 6.
Misses.
It falls to pieces.
Oh.
Quite literally.
Hey.
Oh no.
My effective shield bounced off of it and fell to pieces. I'm proud of myself because I don't know what just happened.
I think it's going back into the pool and is going to scoot away.
Not exactly.
Oh no. So probably worse than what I said then. Yeah.
It fell apart.
There's 3 of them now.
All right. And that brings us to... So that was... brings us to this one. Who's going to lumber forward and take a swipe at Millie. Like reaching over Cheshire, basically. Does a 15 hit Millie?
Pretty sure. Yes.
Excellent. You are grappled and you take 18 necrotic damage.
Oh, hate that.
Oh,
that's not good.
18. Damn.
I think it heals for that 18 too, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me that I assigned homework.
Stop helping the GM.
The creature's cool, okay?
That brings us to Fluffy. Fluffy, acting of their own accord and recognizing, because mock dragons are not stupid, that it's really because of these bloodmen that this happened. It's going to Fluffy's going to get involved and run up and
Narful a bitch.
drop a multi-attack on this son of a bitch. Claw, bite. Well, that's 5, 8 damage to the bloodman. Unfortunately, make a dex save, Triss, because Fluffy is swinging pretty wild where you're at, and they did botch.
Okay. Lumpity.
Right, you get low as the claw sort of swipes right over your head. But they were like full extended, gleaming in the sunlight that's coming through the canopy of the trees. You're like, ah!
I'm only 5'2", so it's not much.
Nice doggy.
Bloodman 3 is going to take a swipe at you as well, Triss.
Shield.
Does an 8 hit you?
No.
I don't think you need to shield an 8.
No, I mean, I have a shitty wooden shield.
Oh, yeah. You hold your shield up and it sort of goes and then makes like a, as it pulls off the shield. Pretty gross. Zopa, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
So I'm reading a Scarland spell just to make sure I understand it correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to cast Multiply Missile on myself.
That's what you do.
Well, on my stuff. But that is an action. So then I will. I'm going to bonus action dash to get over here. And that'll be my turn.
All right. Allow it. Cheshire.
So
you're prone. This thing is above you, like reaching across you, and has a hold of Millie, like by her face. And you can see like Millie's mouth getting pushed open and like tendrils of blood going down into it as more tendrils come around into her ears and like up her nose. It's really
so before I became all like McDonald's milkshakey, I hit it with my sword. So I'm pretty sure that like I can't push it away and it has like enough of a body to like have a resistance essentially.
I mean, it's if you hit it, imagine like slapping a bucket full of water, right? Like if you hit it at the right angle, you could.
And there's that's too much thinking for Cheshire. He's going to push Millie away. And I don't know if that would be like helping her escape, or can I just like try to like...
You can make a strength check to try to pull her out of the grapple, absolutely.
Let's do that. Athletics or just strength?
Just strength.
Give me my sister back, you stupid milkshake slurper.
Oh, thank goodness, my strength is negative.
I have good news and bad news. Which do you want to hear first?
I will absolutely have it like replace me if that's the bad news. If that's not the bad news.
That is not, in fact, the bad news.
God damn it. I don't
even know. You push Millie away from the bloodman. That's the good news. Millie, how many hit points did you have left when this started?
Like 7.
Okay, so it's not that bad. You look and you see Millie is bleeding freely from her face. And the reason being is you see that it still has her lower lip and her left eyelid on its hand.
Ew!
Yeah.
I'll fix that. Man, with the healing.
Korggix is resisting everything they say. Like, everybody says I'm the ugly one.
Fran is still screaming in the background, muted.
Everybody's always making fun of how I look. Yeah, how's it feel?
Yeah, I feel like a little bit badass, like my mouth's just dripping blood.
Yeah, but the lack of the eye or eyelids a bit
Yeah,
not fun.
I mean, but it's in like a pretty metal, like Metallica t-shirt, like pus head sort of like way. Like you can see the whole top of the eyeball. It's definitely not the one that has the bang swoop over it.
How does this map for healing back to full on a long rest? Does it just how does that even
back? That's how
like
it works.
Magical healing, it's like okay, that's how that. But like, Scradlands is so horror fantasy.
Let's not ask questions that we don't want the answers
to. Magical healing will have to happen.
So yeah, she's mutilated, but otherwise free of the grapple. That is, however, your entire turn.
Right. Yeah.
And that brings us to Bloodman 1, who's going to rush up and get up to Jedryn and try to. He's coming at you like Freddy Krueger, like, let's suck first. He's just going to grab you by the ears.
No doubt.
Not with that roll, he's not.
Yay!
He runs up and grabs you by the ears and just splatters into a pool of nothing.
Oh. Interesting.
How are they taking damage?
It's a good question.
I guess
no idea.
They need to feed.
Yeah.
It just went to grab you and seems to have epically failed. Like it's like it looks to you like imagine like it was like a water balloon full of blood, and when it touched the sides of your ears, it just popped.
Yep. Well, that's never coming out.
Gix, your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, I assume I can just move up a little bit and cone out again on Dragon's Breath and not catch any of my siblings.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if you have a valid. Well, you could like put your face next to Triss and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And then there's one over here.
Well, if it comes out in a cone and goes up like that, and then goes that way, I don't know.
I mean, so if you got into Triss's space, if you got into Triss's space, you could cone out and get Bloodman 3 and 2 without getting anybody else.
Yeah, I was thinking like, okay, yeah, the brush tool is totally fucked. By the way,
that's weird.
Yeah, I should take it. It darkened my whole map. I have to refresh.
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
It's still there, but it's like it has like 8 layers of just like a black opacity layer over.
It looks
top
like
of it.
Fog of War just took over, and you can't see your own. Can't see anything.
Very strange.
But the Fog of War.
I wonder if there's some error with their last update. I'll send a bug report.
But yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll stand there and be like, "Hey, sup? Don't mind me," and I throw up icicles.
And their save, just remind me, is
it's 11 dex on my stunning 8 damage on the 3d6.
But it's magical damage, so it'll get
second one makes it, so they they'll take
4. Yeah.
And they sort of whoop them in response to this energy passing through them, and that will bring us to Slaughter, who, in the absence of another command, is going to go over and help their packmate, basically. So they're using help action to back up Fluffy. Khalid is going to look for a shot.
He has to move.
Dash is a bonus action.
Yep.
And now he's got a shot. Take out Bloodman 3.
Twang.
It'll hit.
Go, Dad.
So 17 cut in half, that's 8.
8.
Plaff.
Not quite enough, but definitely that one's starting to very much have a hard time holding together as well. Kind of like wiggling almost as if somebody was jiggling a glass full of blood. Chris, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
With my stick.
Go ahead and roll that damage. It's definitely.
Oh man, but it's full. It's magic, but it's still a roll of 1, so it's 4. But at least it all gets through.
Yeah, you slice into it, and it starts to like crackle as you're like where your quarterstaff goes through it. Millie.
All right, I'm gonna move the fuck back now.
Yeah. Feel this horrible sting in your face, and you're effectively blinded in the eye that doesn't have an eyelid because of blood pouring into it. That will not impose disadvantage, but you're going to have
I only need one eye to aim.
Yeah, generally you close an eye anyway, right?
All right.
Excellent.
Bonus action to connect with the multiverse.
Beautiful.
14?
14 absolutely hits.
Okay, so that'll be 10, and it's force damage. It's not piercing damage.
Excellent. Is there
plus
any other?
What? So 11 force damage.
Excellent. It sucks 11 force. Did it apply? 11. It lets out a shriek as the arrow passes through it, taking a significant portion of blood and gore with it. Any other actions, Millie?
Nope.
That will bring us to the one you just shot, who is going to grab at Cheshire because it's knocking on heaven's door and Cheshire's the nearest person. Uh-oh.
It probably hits, in case you're wondering.
You got a natural 20.
Jesus.
Oof, duh.
Cheshire, take 28.
The good news is I don't outright die.
That is good news.
Oh.
And it heals. And that brings us to Fluffy, who's gonna claw bite this son of a gun with advantage this time.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Bloodman 3 just kind of explodes. Can I get a DC 10 dex saving throw from Gix and Triss, please? There, reconnect. There we go. So yeah, you both dive out of the way as this blood sort of explodes all over the place. It doesn't get on any of you. Congratulations. You don't get
yay.
and gore. Sorry for the connection issues, folks. Very windy. All right.
Yeah.
That then will bring us to...
Valid? No.
Oh, it would be Bloodman 3, but he is not going to act on account of a case of being dead. So Zopa.
That is fair. All right. Going to use this spell for the first time ever. I'm excited.
Ooh.
Okay, so I get to roll at advantage. Pew! Does a 20 hit?
A 20 absolutely hits.
Okay. Then I roll the damage die 2 extra times.
Nice.
So we've got 14, 21.
Plus your sneak attack.
And... wrong button, sorry. So 27 non-magical piercing. Excellent.
Dang.
Which reduces it by half of what it took from your brother with its last bite.
Is it still attached to Cheshire?
No, it drops him immediately as soon as he loses consciousness.
Okay. So then...
it sort of impotently flings what you think is an eyelid and a lid at you.
Where did you get that?
Like, pull them off my face and put them in my pocket just in case I need them later for someone.
Remind me to tell you the story about when my friend blew his fingers off in high school. All right. So, Cheshire.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's 2.
I'm looking great.
That's 2 down.
I'm about to fix you.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
You all sort of see a cloaked figure kind of standing over in the
I've got this.
bushes.
I've got this.
Just
Checking
looking,
mails.
Got this.
looking around the edge of the tree.
Right?
I've got this.
I don't know if that's Namorga standing there. You might be better off not healing him. Or Cur the Wrath Namorga.
I just haven't had a chance to go since you dropped.
Gix, it is your turn. What would you like to do? Oh, yep, Gix, it's your turn. What would you like to do? You got that bloodman's dead.
Kill the last one with your breathy stuff.
I guess I'm gonna breathe on it again.
All right.
I'm gonna move up closer to it, like stand on, like in front of Cheshire, like I'm between it and Cheshire.
Right.
And I'm gonna breathe right
Getting
in its
over
face.
Cheshire's prone
Step
body.
right in, be like, "Ah!"
No, the fuck you won't.
Cool. I can't roll even average to save my life. That's 3d6s. Here's a 7.
That's the damage, right? Yeah.
That's all right. It botched its save, so.
All right, so at least it takes a 7.
That is.
Excellent. And that will bring us around to Jedryn.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering when, because I feel like it's been a while, but
It has, but it's a long combat.
Lots of things going on.
A lot of people.
It's a long cycle.
Sneaky. Well, actually, not sneaky. Walkie. And then, of course, stabby.
Excellent.
Okay, that would be a 19 to hit.
Beautiful, and your sneak attack absolutely will apply.
Yep. And where's the thing? Do that thing.
Apparently you have to click.
Wrong thing. I clicked the wrong thing. That's the thing. Did it actually do the thing? It didn't do the thing. I'll do the thing over here.
Here it goes.
Yeah, all right. So 8 piercing and 10 sneak attack for
so 9
grand total of 9 points.
I love that it's roll damages, not damage, but damages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Any other movement from you?
I should do something with
I'm gonna yell to you to back up. So I feel like I'm the only one who's gonna survive a hit from this thing.
I've got plenty of hit points at the moment, so
So did the Cheshire.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, I'll use the disengage action to step 5 feet back then.
Oh yeah, and you have the healing potion, the potion of healing Korggix too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, potion of healing Korggix.
Slaughter's going to dodge. Khaled is going to rush forward, dropping his bow, getting around the other side here, and stabby. That's bloodman.
I had a spell attack on my sheet when I tabbed.
Both hit, and he gets 1 sneak. 11.
How does Khaled not have a magic weapon? He's high enough level. He should have a magic weapon. 33 divided by 2, that's 16.
Mm-hmm.
Not to Khaled. The blood man. It's still up. And then he will he's out of movement, so disengaging wouldn't do him any good. Alright. That brings us to Triss.
Call upon the spirit of the bear. Using my bonus action, I'm going to put it like right in front of Zopa, which should center it on everybody in a 60-foot aura. Should be easily center everybody. Everybody gets 8 temporary hit points, which should hopefully be enough to bring back Cheshire. and advantage to strength checks and strength save because you're filled with the energy of a great bear spirit.
Handy.
And that's my bonus action. And for my standard action, I'm going to walk over here and smack the bloodman with my stick. What? That's twice in a row. I've rolled a 1 on damage. Astral's numbers are not random. I swear. But I did hit it.
Still up, but barely. And that will bring us to Millie.
Yeah. So everybody should have 8 temporary hit points.
Do temporary hit points bring people back from unconsciousness?
Nope, still at 0 hit points.
Really? I thought it would.
You have to have hit points to get temporary hit points.
I'm going to.
Then I would rather have run up and healed Cheshire. I thought it would have stabilized him.
Now
that's why I did it.
Your inexperienced druid has just learned.
All right,
Kind of works.
that's fair.
Kind of works.
It's okay. I cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah.
So Cheshire.
I'm only as a first level spell, but I did my best.
Yeah.
Cheshire, you're laying there, and you sort of look down on the battlefield from above. And you see like just a very indistinct robed figure, and it holds a hand up and says "Not." As you see Millie dive down and slap you, and again are pulled out of this revelry by again the sound of the blood sort of rushing out of your marrow again into your veins.
I want to say to the road figure, please don't make me go back. And then through the screaming, be like, oh my gosh, thank you, Millie.
Excellent.
I got you.
Bloodman 2 is spoiled for choice, so I'm going to roll a d4 and he's going to swipe at the person. I'm going to start clockwise with Triss.
Of course.
22 get you?
Oh, that is not a miss. That is not a miss.
Take 10 necrotic.
Oh, goody.
It heals 10 necrotic.
You still have one eyelid.
Yeah, it does not nearly inflict the hentai-esque violation upon your face that your sister suffered. It just kind of grabs you by like the scruff of your ratty neck. But it does have you grappled. And so that will bring us to Fluffy, who's going to step in and try to knock you loose from its grasp. It's not doing this gently, by the way.
Fluffy? No.
That does break the grapple. It does send you flying. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Excellent.
Oh, goody.
You suffer 1 bludgeoning damage as you land on the ground over here. It basically just put its nose down and ran at you.
Goody.
Worked.
And that
Thanks, Fluffy.
brings us back to the top. Zopa, what you got?
I do not blame Fluffy.
Doing his best.
I've got not a magic flow, which makes me sad. But pew. How
That'll
19?
That'll hit, and you do still qualify for your sneak attack for sure. So
that is 9 piercing.
Excellent. So it will take 4 of that.
Curses.
Things are no joke.
Yeah.
Cheshire.
Now that it's not like grappling anyone, I'll do a simple, simple flame firebolt. But I do think I will do the advantage thing, just to be sure. Didn't need it, but too late now.
Hit. So what is this?
That's just 10 slashing this time.
Okay.
But it's magic, right?
Nope.
Oh, no, not anymore.
And then I will bonus action whatever that thing fighters do to get health back. Second win. There we go.
Good call.
Yeah.
And then that is my turn.
Have we had a session that you haven't knocked on heaven's door yet?
Nope.
All right, cool. So, Korggix, it is your action.
Breathing on it, I guess. Is there a way that I can not breathe on one of... Because Triss is over here. Will I end up breathing on the dragon or Triss?
Yeah, there's no way you're going to hit that thing without hitting somebody that...
No, we could move.
Or if I stood up here by like this and then breathed out this way?
Go 5, 10, 15, 5... 10. Yeah, actually, you get Jedryn. Because it starts in the square ahead of you and then goes out.
Right.
Diagonally.
I can dodge.
Well, I've been rolling like shit, so I'm just gonna kind of shoot a glance at Jedryn and then start to throw up. Yeah, 9. I have not hit double digits with this spell.
All right, Jedryn, make your save.
Yep.
Dex 11. I think you've got this.
Oh, I normally would.
God damn.
Astrology rolls 1s or 20s. There's nothing in between.
For me, it's been 2s and 3s.
Jedryn doesn't
I didn't roll a 1. I did in fact roll a 2.
The 2, okay.
All right, so...
And a 20.
It got a 5, so it will suck the 9.
Okay, I'll live.
It is barely still up, hardly holding together, like weak in the knees, shivering, shaking.
Yeah, I've only breathed on it like 7 times at this point.
Jedryn, it's your action. What would you like to do?
Oh, fuck. Step up and make the stabbings.
It's home rogue.
Yep. Yeah. Stab.
I just envisioned that the breath that I breathed out has like bits of my food and stuff all over Jedryn. As it
and I freaking missed.
Swing and a miss. All right.
Swing and a miss.
You did your best. Slaughter is just going to come around and aid Fluffy.
And now I can't get to the bloodman.
Khaled's going to
take us home.
Right. I quit. Gonna go at it ranger style. Do his best Drizzt Stewart impression. Only one of them hits. Deals 5 piercing and does trigger the sneak. So 18, 23, 12. Isn't it fun to watch me do math in real time and be very confused by it? Oh, not to Khaled. Stop damaging Khaled. Not that incompetent. The bloodman drops.
Ooh. Oh my god.
As it happens, I'm going to reach down in the pool and be like, what is this? And it's an eyelid.
I run over and do that. Heal Millie's face.
Well, I pull out the lip and I look at Cheshire and Millie and I'm trying to figure out who it belongs to. They look jacked up. That's Millie. This is Millie's lip. Okay.
Oh my god.
It's probably like a little gummy worm.
Oh, you get 4 back, Millie. I don't think it's enough to fix your eyelid.
So here's the thing. Have you ever like you know, you get like really severe chapped lips? Well, you're from California, so you may never have actually experienced this. Have you ever been out in the winter and gotten like super chapped lips and like the whole top layer is gone?
They will bleed. That's
what your lip feels like. And your eyelid is back, but entirely constructed of scab. So like it pulls every time you blink, and you can like feel it like rubbing like a coarse, almost like a cat licking your eyeball every time you blink.
That's exactly how that feels.
Yeah. I have a fun condition where every once in a while my cornea and my eyelid decide to make sweet, sweet love in the nighttime, and then I have rapid eye movement, and they are torn apart like Romeo and Juliet. And I know exactly what that shit feels.
I'm sorry for inflicting
I hate you so much.
I have a horror story about a contact.
I know it because I had laser eye surgery, so it sucks.
So that's kind of what you're going through at the moment. And right as...
I'm too busy clinging to Cheshire because he almost died twice.
And
no one cling to me when I almost died.
I'm clinging to her because she saved me twice by running.
Just hugging each other.
That's not a troll.
And your dad runs up and just hugs everybody.
We're all just hugging. The dragons are hugging. We're all just hugging.
In the middle of this big group hug, you all hear a voice come from the trees.
Oh, great.
That says, "Hey, are you all right?"
I stiffen. I'm so ready to continue to murder.
And you see like a dozen elves drop out of the trees.
It doesn't mean it's a good thing. Not all elves are good.
Where were you 2 minutes ago?
Yeah, it depends who's asking.
We are super outnumbered. I am no longer eager to murder.
I'm going to look at Dad because if there's anything I learned in the last 3 days, that Dad knows everybody.
He
watch to see which one he slept with.
Yeah, I was like, that's exactly where my head was at.
I'm sorry. Elf or human and halfling sleeping with combos just kind of squicks me out.
That's why he has the stilts. You don't need to worry about the logistics.
Okay, that's right. I forgot about that. That's why he had the stilts. That's right.
He looks at them and says, Viridic's mother wears combat boots.
Well, yeah.
Wait. One of the elves chuckles and says, "Only on Tuesdays." Say, "All right, let's go." Your dad stands up. They're friends.
Yep.
Which they are.
And they begin to escort you through the woods. They're so sorry we got here so late. We just saw you fell those creatures. Good fighting.
Thanks.
Are you in need of aid? And they pull out a water skin and hand it to the most visibly injured. Well, they pull out 2 water skins, handing them to the most visibly injured people, which I assume are Millie and Cheshire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, although I'm not bloodied, but Cheshire did.
As you pop open the water skins, it's milk. It smells like goat's milk.
That's good stuff.
I look at the milk and I look at them.
Drink, it's good. And your dad says, "It'll be fine. Go for it."
Okay. I drink it.
All right. You will gain 2d4 plus 2 hit points. It also neutralizes any non-magical poisons and cures any non-magical diseases.
Damn, that's some good.
Oh, I know that goat.
So, what happens when you're lactose intolerant and you drink it, you get the hit points, but then you're like,
Is that an Amalthian goat?
It cures your lactose intolerance.
That's amazing.
Holy crap, that is a miracle.
That's right.
They're in the creature collection. I don't know.
Yeah,
how long do they keep the temporary hit points? Does it go away when the totem goes away?
Yeah, good question. How do temporary hit points work?
Yeah, no.
I clearly don't know.
Once you have temporary hit points, they remain, unless the effect specifies that they disappear, they remain until you rest or lose them.
Okay, so great.
Until a short rest?
Long rest, or you lose them.
Okay.
So
and everybody got them, certain people at max.
So they lead you through the woods to a looks like almost like just like a area of trees, but as you step inside, it occurs to you that this is definitely like a structure that's built from the trees itself.
Like interwoven live trees, kind of, no, you just stay there. That's where we'd like you, please.
Right.
This is so cool. Are any of you druids?
One of the elves chuckles and says, several. Give me 1 second as I pull up the map. They're taking you up kind of through the structure, and eventually you start coming to an area that is a little bit more obviously of a temple. And you count, as you're walking up, you see there's also halflings and humans here, a couple of orcs, and you count probably about 75 people in total in the area as you're making your way through.
Guessing no Slitherin.
Probably not. That's mostly a side effect of it being of geography more than. They take you to the top of a hill inside there, and when you reach the top of that hill, you see a massive tree. There's a clearing. The hill is high enough that aside from the few trees around it, you can see out kind of over Galita's Grove. They take your horses and dragons, or your horse and dragons, to a stable. It seems that the elves that are present have a pretty good rapport with them. And
that's cool.
Second.
I don't suppose y'all have anybody who can cast Stone to Flesh by any chance?
Ooh, no.
Yeah, I didn't really think so.
They don't. And they say the boss will be with you shortly. Go ahead and wait here. Do you need anything? Food, water, orange whip?
Dole whip?
Can I have some more milk?
Sure, yeah. They get you another wine or water skin full of the milk.
I can use that too, if that's okay.
Yeah, they give you each a water skin full of it. They say we have a herd here.
Yeah, full health.
Nice.
How long does it last? Like if we don't need it?
It will stay good for 1d4 days.
Okay. So while we're waiting, I'm going to bring up, during my travels, I'm pretty sure there's someone in New Veneer that could help restore Sir Sasha back to her, at least her unstoned estate.
New Veneer, huh?
Yeah, it's just not in the direction that we're going.
Yeah.
So
and it's a degenerate shithole, but yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, dude, the prince, the prince up there is even worse than Verduk, if you can believe that. He basically blows all of the country's money on drugs and parties. Basically, he literally, from what I've heard, made a city to party in.
Sounds like a good time. You hear an elven woman say as she steps out, "You have met this woman before, Jedryn, but only you."
Worse than Verduk.
And she walks up, and her and Khaled immediately embrace.
That's Daddy's girlfriend, isn't it?
Eileen Dad probably enjoys. New Veneer's dad's like Vegas, so
there's only been once or twice. And she says, "The whip, you got it?" Khaled turns to you, Zopa.
After a surprisingly short hesitation, she's going to like unwind it and just slap it in this woman's hand.
Mm.
Takes it and says, "Good, we have a shot." You've had a hell of a journey. So I've prepped up my quarters. You can all stay in here. Made sure that there was enough room for you. Let's get you all rested up, and then we can talk strategy in the morning. Now, during the journey, like up through the network of groves and bits up to the top of this hill, the sun has basically gone down by this point. Do any of you have any questions or concerns before I take you inside? Anything that needs to be, anybody hurt? Anybody need scared of something?
I just want to check on our animals.
They're at the bottom of the hill.
Okay.
They've been stabled. They should be in good shape.
I fed all the flesh strippers good berries this morning, but they're always hungry, so
yeah,
good for them.
Oh, did you leave the flesh strippers in with the other animals being stabled, or would you have brought them with you? Because you have them in another container, so you could carry them.
You have an angry box with you, basically.
Yeah, sure. We bring our angry box. I've been sating them with raspberries, magical raspberries.
Yeah, if we can get some meat to throw them, just to keep them, like, mentally entertained.
Yeah. They're not technically hungry, but yeah.
Meat. That's a little bit of a tall order, but I'm sure we can find something. The orcs tend to like it. So I'm sure they have something. Let me go ask around. I'm glad that you all made it, and thank you for coming all the way here. I'm in your debt, and the people of Callassia, whether they know it or not, are in your debt. She sort of squeezes the whip and says, "Things are looking up." And speaking of looking up, I need all of you to make a perception check. But what were you going to say there, Jedryn?
I was going to say, be real careful with that thing, though, because if it falls into the wrong hands, it could mean the end of any rebellion whatsoever in
anything.
Yeah.
Can I insight check her?
You absolutely can insight check her.
I have advantage on perception checks? Yeah, I have advantage on perception checks that require hearing.
No, this is not hearing. This will be sight.
Okay.
Oh, it's insight?
No, it's sight-based.
Oh, it is sight. Got it. It is sight. Yes.
With your insight roll, Millie, you see that she absolutely appears to be warm, gentle, trustworthy, and clearly in love with your father. But that is interrupted by a sense of confusion washing over her as her eyes move upward to the sky to the west of where you're standing, or to the east of where you're standing. And you sort of follow that eye line, and you see what, for the life of you, and everybody else who got a perception over 16. Sees what for the life of you looks like a fireworks display in the sky far to the east. And you see her like put the whip on her belt and pull out a spyglass and hold it up. And then you see
that. Do we look? The rest of us look?
Yeah, you can all look at that point. And you see it looks like white explosions, like all white. Imagine like an all white fireworks display seen from a few miles away. But this looks like it's much further away. And you see Millie, because you've got the insight check and because you're kind of keeping an eye on Amethyst. You see something you've never seen before, which is an elven warrior start shaking. Like from fright.
That could be good.
And Khaled says, "May I?" and takes the spyglass and looks, and then hands it to you, Millie. Right as you freeze.
Yay!
Are you back?
I think so.
Yep, you froze for just a second. She hands you the spyglass.
I look through it.
You see it's distant even with the spyglass to help you. But you see probably 30 or 40 symbols of Corian in a fairly tight area of the sky. Like floating probably 30,000 feet above the ground. And you see like, just in the second or two that you're looking, you see like 5 more shoot up.
What in the hell?
What's going on?
You shooting fireworks?
Did you freeze again?
Do we even know what fireworks are?
Oh no, Ayli froze again.
I think Ayli is frozen again.
We'll give her a second.
She's transfixed by the beauty of it all.
Right?
Quite.
So shiny.
In the meantime, if the rest of you would all like to make an Arcana and or Religion check, you may do so.
Even those of us who rolled an 8 on Perception.
Yeah. Well, we're looking now, so...
I had a 20 on the Arcana. I can roll double digits.
Oh my god, I rolled a 15.
Ah, we lost her completely.
Oh no.
There she goes.
She's probably kickstarting.
Oh, and she's back.
How many ones can I roll in one game?
Welcome back. Did you hear me tell you what you saw?
Yes, I did.
Go ahead and give me a Arcana or Religion, whatever you prefer.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
Is it more than a mile away?
Yeah, it's much more than a mile away, but you're looking at it through a spyglass.
What does that mean? I say as I pass the spyglass around.
Those of you who got a 10 or better on your Religion or Arcana check recognize those as holy beacons.
Shiny white lights.
It's a spell that you can that a cleric or a paladin can set up into the sky when they're imperiled. You've heard of them being used like during the Divine War or during times of great troubles. Usually 1 or 2 of them will fall up into the sky. There's a story once in the Divine War that somebody shot off like 6 in the same spot.
How many is this?
30, 40.
Wow. And how far off?
Judging by your vantage point, the fact that you're looking at it through a spyglass, it's a very clear night, and all that jazz. It could be hundreds of miles from here. It could be, the edge of the curvature of Skarn. But if you had to make a guess, I'll let you go ahead and make a survival or history check to see if you can pinpoint it.
Fran has a good guess.
I bet Fran has a great guess.
How many ones can Triss roll in a row?
Well,
16 on the survival.
I don't know nothing.
Somebody's in trouble.
I think it's over the Blood Sea.
All right, so Korggix and Zopa.
Far away.
You're both pretty sure that that's over the Gleaming Valley.
Wait, to the east?
Yeah, you're in...
Glee's Grove. The Gleaming Valley is northwest of us.
Yeah.
We sure about that?
Yep.
To the northwest of you.
Thus, my roll of a 1 tells me that it's over the Blood Sea.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm directionally challenged.
That's okay.
It's over it's over the Gleaming Valley.
Okay.
Which is close to the Hornsaw, correct?
Very right next to the Hornsaw.
What's going on?
Interesting.
Here.
Zopa scratches her beard. Wait.
Yeah. So that brings us to the other thing that we're
500 miles, maybe?
supposed to do.
That's us. That's there.
Yeah. Okay.
And with that revelation, we're going to wrap things up for this week.
Yay!
So, you look over and you see...
Have a nice rest!
Unprecedented number of holy beacons shot up over the Gleaming Valley. Most of them are symbols of Corian. You see a couple of madrials, a couple of Yeah, probably a couple of Hadradas, couple of you see a couple of Namorgas. Yeah, it's weird.
Wow.
And before Clastia invaded the Gleaming Valley or some shit.
That would be a stretch. They'd have to get through the Hornsaw, and that's not likely to happen.
Yeah, well, Clastia's Clastia.
That's true. They are rather monstrous.
They would also have to get through the Veshan Vigil on the way, so probably.
So on that note, we're going to wrap things up. Let's go ahead and do our outros, and we'll return next week as you all figure out what the fuck is going on and who is on first, because now you have one more thing to be worried about. Let's start things off with Jedryn this week. Jedryn, give us your pertinence.
Hi, my name is Fran Stewart, she, her, and I'm playing Jedryn, the grouchy halfling rogue, also she, her. And I write for various things. I've recently, my wife is holding up two things that I have done work on. Frostlands of Fenrilik, which you can buy on Drive-Thru-RPG, which I was the editor for and designed a couple of the inns. Mapped a couple of the inns, I should say. And then Vigilant Through Shadows and Dreams, a novel of the Scarred Lands, which if you want to see people fight horrible, gruesome creatures like the ones we fought today, it's a good place to go for it. Also on Drive-Thru-RPG. I do writing, I do editing, I do embarrassing gameplay. And I like making new friends, so look for me as Francis Stewart most places, unless you're on Twitter, in which case come look for @Ronaldinvalor and come up and introduce yourself and say hi.
Beautiful. And I'm throwing the links for Frostlands of Fenrilik, as well as Vigilant in the chat. But while I do that, Zopa, give us your pertinence, please.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Hochhalter, playing he, him, playing Zopa, she, her. I also worked on Frostlands of Fenrilik. Please go check it out. It's a fun setting. Go publish for it, too, because it's so awesome to see other people's creations showing up in the community. Hooray. You can find me on Twitter at WHPubs, here on Twitch at WH Publications, and over on Facebook at WH Publications. I did just... publish is the word today, and I'm going to put it in the chat. This ability score modifier replacement system, it's super simple, just what I use for my own world. Go pick it up for free.
Nice.
That's me.
Sweet. That's dope. I'll have to check that out. Next up, Triss, please give us your pertinence.
Hey, I'm Sarah Stewart. I'm she, they. I play Triss, the Druid rat folk, she, her, and I did all that stuff with Fran. I do Lore You Know on Fridays with Jeremy. I hope we're going to broadcast this weekend. We couldn't, or this Friday, because we couldn't last Friday because of reasons. Also coming soon, if you have picked up Frostlands or are considering it, there's this like journal business that's like in the first 3 chapters where you hear about this elf from Gelspad visiting Fenrilik and explaining everything from her perspective. I wrote a expansion to that, which takes that journal and about quadruples the size of it, and plus adds a map of the city and some characters and spells and rituals and a whole bunch of stuff. It's written. It's still to be formatted, which is probably going to take another week, but it should be on Drive-Thru RPG soonish. Hopefully by the end of the week, if we get off our butts and finish up the formatting. So do check that out. It'll show up on Slitherin Vault amongst all of the other Frostland stuff, I'm sure. That's my stuff today.
Rock and roll.
It'll be called Frostlands of Fenrilik Yenny's Journal.
Nope. Keep an eye out for it. Gix, give us your pertinence, please.
Hi, I'm Tric, or Gix. I play the Scrag. That's giant, just a giant dog, puppy dog. in reality. If you're interested in what the Scrag is, I believe it's Yugman's Guide to Gelspad Part 2. But yeah, I'm Tric, or the Hair Tric, because cosmic horror and puns are great, but cosmic puns are just a whole other level that I'm not prepared for. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. I mess around with just about anything. I try to talk about a level design as much as possible, because I've been a level designer for the last 15 years, mainly for Relic Entertainment, THQ before their bankruptcy, and then Sega afterwards. So if you're interested in any of that, or just chatting about what's going on in the world, or want a place to escape from everything, just come in. The game's a backdrop, so you can talk about whatever. I would be more than happy to have you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And your Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon. There's this week has been weird, so I would have more to say about it, but I'm behind on like 1,000 different things, so I haven't really put anything up on there yet. I am a
black belt and being behind on things, so I understand.
Yeah, it's I'm thinking about redoing the tiers and just doing monthly and dropping everything way down lower, because I don't know shit about Patreon, but that seems like probably where I'm going to go. Well, so there'll be things on it in the future. So
this is how we learn. Next up,
we have
Millie. Go ahead and give us your pertinence, please.
Hello, my name is Ayli, she, her pronouns. I play Millie, the Tiefling Ranger, she, they pronouns. I am a fetish model. You can find me on Twitter at Kitty Curiosity. I am also part of an X-rated D&D stream called Roll for Seduction, and you can find us online at rollforseduction.com or on Twitter at rollseduction. I'm also one of the writers of Frostlands of Fenrirlic, so definitely heckin' check that out.
Yes, please do.
You're the adventure. It's really cool.
It is very cool. And you can also, if you go to the Onyx Path Twitch channel in the archives, or to the Onyx Path YouTube, I think it's up now, or will be soon. You can see Ayli run the adventure through. Yes. Check that out too.
And I ran an adventure yesterday that is on the Twitch channel as well.
Yeah, it's on the Twitch channel if you're a sub. It'll probably be sometime in the next couple weeks up on the YouTube as well. And then we have our good friend Cheshire. Cheshire, give us your pertinence, please.
So I am Chaz, he, him, just like Cheshire, who is at this point, essentially an undead wizard kind of fighter character.
Undead?
I mean, with how many times they've died and came back.
I thought you meant like your magic came from some kind of level of lichdom that I'm not aware of. That's alarming.
No, he's just someone who's very familiar with oh no, I'm dead now.
Okay.
You don't end up in a romantic relationship with Nemorga.
It might just happen, yeah. Like let me pass out, and then I'll see Nemorga, and then someone heal me, and then we're good to go. But when I'm not dying as Cheshire, I am either being a PhD student where I study like music and storytelling and video games and all those things, or I am playing D&D in Jeremy's game on Friday, or I'm DMing my own game, a Final Fantasy XIV inspired one, on Jeremy's channel on Wednesdays at 3:30 Eastern. However, last week Thursday and this week Thursday, I have the pleasure of DMing Vigil Watch games on the Onyx Pass channel. Last week was amazing. It was so much fun, and I am so excited to do this week Thursday at, I want to say 11:30 Eastern.
Yes.
11:30 p.m. Eastern.
11:30 p.m. Eastern. And last week's was from Vigil Watch Part 5, The Festering Fields, right?
Correct. This week is a brand spanking new Vigil Watch that I know has not even been released yet.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
we were almost done with those.
We'll be doing. There's one more left. And you can check all that out in the Scarlands category over at the Drive-Through RPG page I just linked.
Nice.
And speaking of Scarlands having one more thing left, or more than one more thing left, I am Travis Legg, the developer of Scarlands.
Yay!
I also am one of the people who worked on Frostlands of Fenrirlic. I highly recommend picking that up. And I did put out last night, in a flurry of activity while I was waiting for a video to export, put out Death at Germavica. I hope I pronounced that right.
Yep, that's how I planned it anyway.
A short adventure that takes place in the largest inn in Kovo Kimru. I ran it over at the Tabletops Keyboard channel the other night. on their Twitch. So if you look at their Twitch videos, you should be able to see it. It's, you know, a nice urban, we're going to the inn, everything's going to be fine, and then you get overrun by undead. So fun stuff. And it's perfectly level aligned so that you can go straight from into the gorge. Like you've come back from visiting the Tobor Gorge and go right into Death at Germavik. It's going to be great. Good luck with it. I hope you check it out. I hope you pick it up. The link is in the chat. Speaking of things that have one more thing to come out, Yugman's Guide to Gelspad Part 6 is due out next week on Wednesday. So definitely check that out. That's going to have a few... it'll have a bunch of magic items and spells in it. And it's also going to finally put the Hornsaw Sentinel in the hands of the player characters. You'll be able to play a Hornsaw Sentinel. Oh, God, there's something else for Scarred Lands I'm supposed to be talking about.
Rust.
Oh, right, yeah. The Dead Man's Rust Kickstarter is going to be starting this week. So definitely keep an eye on the Monday meeting notes. They should be up later tonight. They'll say when and where the Kickstarter starts. I've had the immense privilege of seeing some of the art, which I will be sharing on my social medias just the minute I get the green light from the boss. The cover is literally the most fucking heavy metal thing I've ever seen in my life.
Both of these two worked on it.
I would like to get it spray painted on the side of a van. It's beautiful. And so, yes, please keep your eye out on Kickstarter. It'll be on the Onyx Paths Kickstarter page. And as soon as I know, I'll be sharing the link to that incessantly on all my social media, which I'm at Travis Legg pretty much everywhere on the internet. I will be back Wednesday night here on this channel running Scarred Lands Sins of Shelzar. And we will have a special guest this week as two of our players have stepped through a portal to Fenrilik. They will be rescued by several of our other players are going to be playing Fenriliki natives, but we also have a special guest in B. Dave Walters from LA by Night is going to be playing sort of the leader of that cabal. So that should be a blast. That's Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central. Okay. And then Thursday, I'm playing in Chaz's stream. I get to sit on the other side of the table and let Chaz make up for 2 years of me fucking torturing him. So I can't wait to see how that pans out. Take care of yourselves and each other. Wear masks. COVID's spiking. So for God's sake, be careful. Pretend it's March again.
Don't mess.
It's bad right now. So please be safe. Yep. And back to Men's Rust on Kickstarter and get 5 of your friends to do the same. Bye.
Bye, everybody.